Hello and welcome back, all my Dragon Ball Theorist. The topic on everyone's mind is what is this hyped up secret technique that Vegeta will bring to the battle against Moro? With Vegeta's massive power increase from his spirit training and finally getting a custom technique, many have also wondered, is this finally Vegeta's time to shine? Will the Prince of all Saiyans undo the burden of his past actions when he was a villain and slaughtered many innocent namekians? This arc, when we look at it in its entirety, really has done tremendous character development for Vegeta. It has laid the groundwork for something special when you look at all the foreshadowing and writing that specifically takes Vegeta back to who he used to be, then gives him this internal battle to ascend to new heights never seen before. So in today's video, we aren't just going to look at this technique that will counter Moro, but why it is necessary for Vegeta to get the win. I know there are some doubters about this. Some would say it looks too good to be true, that Toriyama hates Vegeta and it's Goku's show. Well, let me quiet these doubters today and explain why that isn't true. Also explain why Vegeta has received so much love in this arc. Now let's get started, and one of the reasons why Vegeta will get the win is all because of this guy. His name is Toyotaro. On this channel, I don't go into the production of Dragon Ball very often or the interviews, and I feel that it's best left to people like Anime AJ and other channels that have sources and do tremendous job on the information of behind the scenes. I much rather discuss stories and theories, but it is important from time to time to mention these types of things because when we read Dragon Ball Super manga, it makes sense for us to realize that this isn't solely a story being told by Toriyama. Maybe someday Toriyama-sensei will hand the reins over to Toyotaro. It hasn't happened yet, which is why we haven't gotten a return of the anime. However, as we know, Toyotaro has pretty much the freedom to design many characters and write the story while Toriyama works with him on it. A long story short, the Galactic Patrol arc, which we have been enjoying tremendously, is basically Toyotaro's baby. I feel like the reason we have had this unique storytelling and character development with Vegeta and the incorporation of the Z fighters is Toyotaro's vision and paying homage to the show he fell in love with. Let me be clear, I'm not saying Toyotaro is a Vegeta fan. I don't know, maybe he is. What I do know is he loves Dragon Ball, and this story being told in the manga shows that, which is why he has intertwined so much of DBZ into the story, to give us this roller coaster ride of our beloved heroes versus a very unique villain. Now, if you want more details on the anime's return, why it didn't return because Toriyama hasn't submitted a story yet, I defer to an excellent video covering this by Geekdom 101, which I will put a link in the description. As I said when I opened this video, Vegeta has had tremendous character development where we get a flashback from DBZ where Frieza slaughtered Namekian villages to find the Dragon Balls. This is where we learn that Vegeta is still somewhat troubled by his past actions. He asks, given that I have slaughtered all those Namekians years ago, how do you feel about me? Mori responds, you speak of that attack on Elder Suno, right? We do not forget these things so easily. Vegeta looking to confirm if he holds a grudge, Mori explains that grudges and hatred can only bring about further conflict. The Namekian people are not so foolish as to indulge in such things. With Vegeta's response, I see, his motives and thoughts have now changed. He tells Kakarot, if you survive, make restoring this planet to how it once was your top priority. Vegeta now looks to fight and seek some redemption by filling Elder Mori's wish. We only wish to preserve peace on our home world, nothing more. Unfortunately, Namek was destroyed and Goku and Vegeta barely managed to get out of there alive, but where we are today is all because of Vegeta finally coming to terms with what he must do. This inner conflict where he tells Goku, forget instant transmission. We Saiyans pride ourselves on physical might and nothing more. A warrior race has no need for fancy parlor tricks. And yet, I've been reduced to this. This is where Vegeta finally decided that he can't rely on what he has always believed in if he is going to win this battle and restore Namek, atoning himself for his past. This is where he ends up going to Yardrat. I wanted to take the time to explain how we got here, to focus on why Vegeta has become vastly more powerful and is finally learning a technique. These points are critical when looking at the story as a whole to realize that indeed it is time for Vegeta to get the big W on a villain, to go from supporting role like he has had in the past to main hero delivering the final blow, securing the win for everyone. Toyotaro in this manga is retelling a shift in power that we saw in DBZ, where Goku's show ended up being about the Z fighters and Gohan surpassing him to defeat Cell. Then Vegeta ended up becoming like a brother to Goku in the Buu saga and always fight by his side on the behalf of good. Now it is time for Vegeta to surpass Goku and be the one who defeats a main villain who is Moro. I have said everyone will be needed in this fight, and that is still true. Moro does have an army, and we haven't seen him get serious yet. However, I look at a role reversal of what we saw in the final battle against Kid Buu with Goku and Vegeta. As we know, Vegeta was instrumental in stalling Buu for Goku while he gathered energy for the Spirit Bomb. Now in the fight against Moro, Goku will be the one who realizes that only Vegeta is capable of defeating Moro. So Goku will look to distract Moro with Ultra Instinct to try and stall him for Vegeta to deliver the final blow. Several times this manga has paid tribute to scenes from DBZ and Super, which I believe the final chapter in this arc will also do. We will have a scene where Vegeta is about to destroy Moro, very similar to Goku with Kid Buu. In that final moment when Vegeta is eradicating Moro, he will have a reflection on the fights they had, how Moro challenged him like no one else to evolve and become a better fighter, to put aside his old Saiyan ways to become stronger and defeat him. Vegeta will thank Moro for pushing him, because in reality it is Moro who caused Vegeta to finally change and ascend to the next level. So this is why Vegeta will win. Now let's cover how Vegeta will do it. I went into depth in my video Vegeta's unmatched new power, the nature of his spirit control training, and how important it is. So if you haven't watched that yet, please do so to go along with this one, as I will only touch on it briefly here. It's important to understand that Vegeta's power increase even took him by surprise, when he attempted to only fire a tiny blast knocking the transmitter out of Yuzan's hands, but instead delivered an energy blast that leveled an entire city. It was evident to Vegeta that this is the biggest power increase he has ever gotten, without him even realizing it. Even Moro took notice of this event from far away. I see, he truly has grown more powerful, that one called Vegeta. A power so vast that Moro decided to absorb more planets to reach his highest limits of his power in preparation for the fight against Vegeta. What Moro doesn't know is Vegeta is trying to attain the only thing that he has ever feared, a way to counter his magic, which the Grand Supreme Kai did by sealing it away 10 million years ago. As we know, power alone isn't going to defeat Moro. The only threat he has feared was the Lord of Lords. Yes, Vegeta has unmatched power now, but even he realizes that if he doesn't perfect this technique first, it won't matter. So has Vegeta developed a way to be immune to this energy absorption technique? How will Goku and Vegeta even meet up to get to Earth in time to help the Z fighters? We found out in the Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 55 that the most fundamental basics the Elder Pybera goes to teach Vegeta is instant transmission, which is a shock to us all. Vegeta has his sights on something a lot more advanced though, like the instant healing technique that Pybera uses to restore him to full health like a Senzu Bean. This is the highest level stuff that Vegeta isn't ready for yet, but after the invasion of Moro's army on Yardrat, it's hard to argue with Vegeta when he states, instant transmission won't cut it. I need a technique capable of bringing down Moro. To the shock of the other Yardratians, Pybera agrees. There is no point at all if he won't make it in time. Let's get some of the obvious ideas out of the way first when talking about what Vegeta is going to learn. I firmly believe by default Vegeta will learn instant transmission since it's a fundamental basic of the technique training on Yardrat. After Vegeta learns his main technique and then says, damn, I need to make it to Earth and Kakarot still isn't there yet, what do I do? The Elder will tell Vegeta, you have done so much training here, and you learned an advanced technique in no time. Focus your spirit energy and instant transmission will be easy for someone like you. To Vegeta's surprise, he will be able to use instant transmission and reach Goku and say, damn it, what have you been up to, Kakarot? Which then Goku says, I was having a hard time honing in on Earth to use instant transmission. Vegeta says, grab a hold of me, we are leaving at once. A stunned Goku says, wow Vegeta, you sure have changed on Yardrat. Now when Goku and Vegeta arrive on Earth, could his counter to Moro actually be this really advanced healing technique? The only problem with this idea is that it would be so overpowered in the fact that after you are beaten by someone, you can just instantly heal. This would mean you could fight forever and get Zenkai boosts as you go because of Saiyan genes. I could see this only being the case if it has limitations just like any other really powerful ability. Example is Whis can rewind time for 3 minutes, but he can only do it once. It's really useful for obvious reasons of getting a do-over, but then it's done, as it takes quite a bit of time before he can use it again. so the only way I can see Vegeta getting an ability like this is if it's a one and done type of deal and used tactically to catch Moro off guard, which would play into my idea of Goku stalling Moro for Vegeta with Ultra Instinct. After Moro thinks he has defeated Vegeta and is distracted by Goku, Vegeta can then instantly heal himself and prepare a final attack to defeat him. I know, but can't Moro absorb all energy? Well, if he is caught off guard and a tiny blast from Vegeta can do this, I can't imagine what a fully charged up Final Flash would do at this point. Or perhaps Vegeta has a different type of attack in mind for Moro that he can't absorb, since Vegeta doesn't want a repeat of his Gallic Gun attack being eaten. So leaving Yardrat, Vegeta isn't just insanely powerful, I expect him to have learned several abilities from his training, which is why Goku will realize that it will be up to Vegeta to finish Moro. Now I just want to throw one wildcard idea in there before we end this video. I look at Pybera like Yoda. He might have some cryptic meaning in his statement, there is no point at all if he won't make it in time. Meaning that Vegeta could learn some sort of time manipulation ability, allowing him to counter Moro's magic. Being able to create ripples in time or hide in a pocket dimension like the legendary assassin Hit might allow him to literally avoid having his power absorbed. With that said, what do you think Vegeta's secret technique will be? Do you agree that this arc is now Vegeta's time to shine and get the win over a major villain? I always love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it and smash that like button. Also, please subscribe to support the channel and turn on that notification bell to keep those theories coming.